Hi, this is Peter and welcome to part 4 of my keyword research course. And in this video I'll be covering what's probably one of the most important aspects of keyword research, and that's checking the competition strength. Now this is an area that a lot of people either don't know how to do or they get wrong, and that can have a big impact on as to how successful your site is. Typically a lot of beginners will get this bit wrong, and then they'll find that they can't rank their website for the keywords they've chosen because the keywords they've chosen have very high competition strength, and they either don't have the experience or the resources to be able to rank their site for it. So if we go to Google first, and we'll just do a simple Google search for our keyword. So we'll stick with our coffee maker. Now, forget all of the advice you might have seen about putting the keyword into quotes and looking at the number of results and having it below a certain number, and or all sorts of variations in that, because really when it comes down to it, there are only 10 places that are really your competitors, and they're the results on page 1 of Google. So you can have a quick glance at the type of sites that are there for your particular keyword. In this case we've got a Wikipedia entry, a Mr. Coffee, an Amazon Overstock. So that just, having a quick glance, you can get a vague idea of how difficult that would be. They're all sort of fairly large authority sites, so just looking at it you could probably tell that wouldn't be the easiest keyword to go for. So what we need to do is look at some additional details for each particular site to make a determination. So really, when it comes down to it, competition strength is mostly made up of a few factors, backlinks being a very, very important aspect, and probably the number one most important aspect. But there's a few other factors in there that we should also have a look at. So I'm going to show you 2 free methods of looking at competition strength. There are a lot of other tools available, but these are the 2 that I think are quite good. One is a Firefox plugin called SEO Quake. Once you install it, you get various options for looking at various stats for a particular site. I won't go into the detail of how SEO Quake works. There's quite a few options there, but you can have a look at the link to the site below this video to be able to download it and look at it in more detail. I've done a search before with SEO Quake enabled. So what we get now is, underneath each of these results we get a whole bunch of information. Now some of the important ones here is the page rank. So page rank is a number between 0 and 10, and it's Google's way of indicating how popular a page is, where popular is determined by the number, but more importantly the type of backlinks that are coming into that particular page. So we can see here we've got a page rank 5 for the Wikipedia entry, page rank 3 for coffee makers, page rank 5 for the Amazon page, and if we look down there we can see that every one of those entries on the first page has a page rank of I think the lowest there is 3. So just looking at that sort of gives you an indication. If you see that every single result has a page rank greater than 0, that is a sort of indicator that these sites have been around, or these pages have been around for a while, and you would take a certain amount to beat them. And then we've got some other metrics here, like the number of links as determined by SEMrush, which make SEO Quake to the page, and number of links to the actual domain. So in this case, this number here relates to that particular page, the Coffee Maker page, and the links to the domain means just to wikipedia.org itself. Quite often you can have, let's have a look at the Amazon one. As you can see here, it's reporting a fairly low number of links to that particular page, but there's obviously a huge number of links going to Amazon.com itself, which lends Amazon, gives it a lot more authority, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of factors going on there. But typically, if you have this number is quite low, then the domain itself will have quite a bit of authority and a large number of links. And another interesting one to look at is the age of the site. Again, we can see pretty much all of these will be around for a while. So we've got 2002 for Wikipedia, we've got 2000, 1998, 1999, 96, 97, and the newest one there is 2004. So that tells you that every page on the top 10 results here has been around for quite a while, and that means that, yeah, again, if you saw some entries there where they were relatively new sites, that would indicate that you could more easily break into that page one. And there's a few other metrics there that you can look at. Some of them perhaps not so interesting, but the main ones to look at: page rank, number of links to the page, number of links to the domain, and the age. And that way, yeah, you can get an idea reasonably quickly as to how difficult it would be. So looking at these figures, because they're all established sites, high number of links to the domain at least, and they've all got a relatively high PR, trying to rank for Coffee Maker would be quite a difficult thing to do, and certainly something, if you're first starting out, it would not be a keyword to go for. Okay, the other tool we can use, and is potentially a little bit easier, is software called Traffic Travis. Now, I'll just resize that so it'll fit in the window. Now, Traffic Travis is available as a free download and a paid download. I've got the paid version here, but in reality, there's not a for most things there's not a huge difference between the free and the paid version. So what we can do is, if we want to check keywords to see what the competition is like, we go into this SEO tab here, and then under competition we can go and type in a whole bunch of keywords. So that could be one keyword, or you might have a whole bunch that you found from Google AdWords keyword tool, and it's just a matter of putting those in there, okay, and then hitting the fetch button. Now, I did that before because the query takes maybe 2 to 5 minutes, because for each keyword it analyzes the top 10 results. So looking at what we got here, so for Coffee Maker, it tells us it's a medium difficulty. Coffee Maker reviews tells us it's medium difficulty, and cheap coffee makers says relatively easy. Now, I mean, you can. This is useful because I guess it's a summary of all of the figures that come behind it. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this is only an opinion from a piece of software, and if you're going for a particular keyword, you want to be absolutely certain you get it right before you start. So my recommendation would be to use at least 2 different methods to check the competition strength, and if they more or less agree, I mean, you're always going to get differences between whatever tools you use, but if they sort of roughly point in the same direction, then yeah, that probably gives you a higher level of confidence that what it says is correct. So all I'm saying is don't take these rankings as absolutes. Just do a little bit of extra research to make sure that everything does line up. So the difficulty rating that Traffic Travis gives is based on a bunch of stuff. So here we can see it gives you the average and median page rank. So what that means is the average page rank for the top 10 results for the keyword coffee maker is a page rank 4, which would align with what we saw with SEO Quake. Then it gives you the number of backlinks to the page. So for each of the top 10 results, they have an average of over 8,000 backlinks to the page, and backlinks to the site again averages over 1.6 million. That particular column there I don't think is particularly useful. It just gives you the number of results that Google reports for that particular keyword. Now if we have a look over here, we can look at a few more details of each keyword. Now I'm not sure how well that's going to show up in the video because the writing here is quite light, but what it does is for the keyword coffee maker, we've got the search engine set to Google in the United States, and you can set that to any country that Google supports. It's got a list of the top 10 results, and it's got all the various figures such as the page rank. Now page authority is a little bit like page rank, and from memory I think Traffic Travis use SEO Moz or Majestic SEO, I can't remember which one. Essentially that's just a number between 0 and 100, so the higher the number, the higher the authority of the actual page itself. I wouldn't be particularly concerned with that column because I really don't know how reliable those figures are. Here we see the backlinks to the page itself, the backlinks to the site. As we can see here, Wikipedia has a lot of backlinks, as you'd expect. And then we got a few other things here. So for example, tells us if the keyword appears in the title, description, or the H1 heading tag. These metrics used to be a lot more important pre Panda and Penguin days. They still have some relevance, particularly title, if the keyword appears in the title. So for example, if the particular keyword you had, these are all X's, that would give you an indication that their on-page SEO isn't very good, and you have potential for being able to squeeze in to the top 10 results. So again, I mean, if we look at let's say cheap coffee makers, and we can see here, I mean, cheap coffee makers gets a lot less search volume compared to these two keywords, hence the reason it tends to be easier to rank for. We can see the page rank, the average is a lot lower. Backlinks to the page, the average backlinks is much lower than coffee makers, and same with backlinks to the site. So if we have a look and view the details for cheap coffee makers, here you can see not many sites are optimized for that particular keyword, apart from this one here, where it's got it in the URL and obviously the title, the description, the H1 tag. And we can also see that one only has 2 backlinks to that particular page. So yeah, the on-page SEO is obviously helping that one rank a little bit higher. So yeah, just looking at those figures there, and if you made sure that you check them using a couple of other methods just to make absolutely sure, that could be one to go for. As to whether it would be worth it based on the amount of traffic it gets, is something you've got to consider. That that could be a potentially good keyword to use on a site where you're targeting something else and that gets a higher amount of search traffic. But a lot of it comes down to, as I've said before, experience, as in your backlinking and SEO campaigns, and then the amount of resources. Like if you outsource a lot of your SEO work, you might be quite comfortable going for something that's a lot more difficult. But definitely, if you're starting off, you really do want to start with something that's relatively easy, so that you can at least rank for it, and it's a good learning process too. And then you can start ramping up things as you gain more experience about what works and what methods you can use to rank your site. Okay, it's quite a big area, the keyword competition strength, but hopefully I haven't rushed it too much. There's a lot more I could go over, and I might make one more video depending on what else I can find. So try those 2 tools out. The links are below the video. Traffic Travis is probably the easiest one to use in terms of the layout and how it presents information. SEO Quake is very flexible, and also does a whole lot more than what I've shown you. So have a look at both of them. I mean, they both got a lot more functions in there than just the keyword research as well. Okay, thank you.